We're going to go back to that story, but the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court has briefly adjourned the bail application of Fees Must Fall activist Kanya Cekeshe. The court was expected to hand down judgment in the bail application. He's also applied for leave to appeal his conviction. Cekeshe was sentenced to 8 years in prison in 2017 after pleading guilty to setting fire to a police van at the height of the Fees Must Fall protest. Our colleague Criselda Lewis is there. Criselda, I know you have a guest with you, but just two things to clarify for us quickly. Why the adjournment? But also, there's two legal matters. There's a bail application and leave to appeal. Please explain the difference for us.
Well, just a few moments ago, the presiding magistrate had adjourned this matter to try and locate the application for condemnation. In this particular matter, you would know that an application for condemnation would be brought by the defence in order to basically ask for pardon from the court for submitting a late application for leave to appeal a conviction or sentence. So you would know that after Kanya Cekeshe had been convicted and sentenced as well. Basically, the defence would have then been given 14 days in order for them to lodge an application for leave to appeal that conviction and sentence. But that did not happen. That time had lapsed. So that application for condemnation was then submitted quite late, and we heard this morning from the presiding magistrate that he did not have it in the file of the affidavits that he was sitting before him. So he had asked then the defence to try and locate that application for a condemnation. So the matter has stood down for now. We're not quite sure when it will resume again. There are indications that it might resume after tea time or even after 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're yet to get official confirmation from the court officials about when it will resume. But yes, Desiree, two particular issues here. The issue of the bail application of the convicted Fees Must Fall activist, as well as the application for leave to appeal the conviction. Those are the two particular matters. So the issue has stood down at this stage in order for the presiding magistrate to locate that application for condemnation. I know that the defence lawyers have also left at this point, and there are indications that they might return just shortly before 2 o'clock, and that's when the case itself might resume.
Criselda, so what's the way forward now?
Well, Desiree, we'll certainly have to hear from court officials in the next few moments about when the case itself will resume. We're not sure at this point whether it will resume after tea time, or this is about 11:30, or at 2 o'clock this afternoon. But I must indicate, Desiree, there has been great frustration here on the part of those who have been calling for the freedom of the convicted Fees Must Fall activist. You know, he's been jailed since December 2017. And, you know, the arguments that were made during the previous court appearance is that the defence has argued that, you know, the counsel that Kanya Cekeshe had received prior to the lawyers currently representing him, they argue that he was not given sound advice when he had basically admitted in that affidavit to the incidents of December 2016. And at this point, what his lawyers are saying is that some of the issues that the state had also brought forward about images that were given to the court, and the state basically saying that there's video footage, and the defence arguing at this point about why that was not initially brought to this particular trial to begin with. So really, I think a lot of frustration on the part of the family of the Fees Must Fall activist Kanya Cekeshe, as well as some of the other activists who have also gathered here, also in attendance here this morning. You'd recall one of those also in the forefront of the Fees Must Fall movement, Mcebo Dlamini, is also here today. So there are really hopes that there would be some kind of finality or the judgment as we had expected in the bail application, as well as the application for leave to appeal that conviction.
Well, thank you very much for